Hello everybody, welcome to a new game. It's called Battle Brothers. This game is fucking amazing. I really love this game. It's extremely tense. It has elements of RPG and like a tactical turn-based system, kind of like the what was that game? Like Final Fantasy Tactics or something. Like that was the last time I played a game like this, I think. It also kind of looks like, you know, a board game like Warhammer or Warhammer 40k, that kind of thing. Words are difficult, but this game is amazing. I really want to show it to you guys. The developer was kind enough to give me a code, so I feel obligated to show it to you now. Let's pick a standard and then we'll pick a name. There's a lot of beautiful standards. I like the bear. It can just be the black bears. Not very creative, but it works. I'm gonna leave the difficulty on beginner. I haven't made it to any late game crises in the past, and I tried a couple games on veteran. I got a couple of them to like get out of the beginning phase of just having crap gear and all that, but it was very difficult, and the failure rate was pretty high, like 75%, because I still don't know what I'm doing in this game. So we're just gonna do beginner. Gonna wait for the loading scene, and then there's gonna be a tutorial section in the beginning here. So this is like the setup. Last battle, it all went wrong. 2 days ago, the company was hired to track down Hoggart the Weasel and his band of raiders. But it was them who found us first. Or found you first. An ambush, some kind of joke about horses cut short by an arrow to the throat. Arrows shooting from everywhere and nowhere. Men holler and scream. A great volume of death. Men holler and scream a great volume before death. Commas are in between sentences, not at the end. I don't know why. I can't read aloud sometimes. As the hail subsides, you draw your weapon with the rest of your men, only to collapse to your knees. An arrow has punctured your side. You shout in pain. A harried glance sees the men charge without you to make a valiant last stand, met in force with steel and clashes with steel. As steel clashes with steel. You meet with your eyes the captain, a last nod before his throat is cut. You're left to command now of what few men remain. Trembling in pain, you lean forward your sword. With all the will you can muster, you slowly rise again. So this throws us into a battle scene. We've been contracted to kill this band of raiders and hopefully the guy running them. These are all things that I can't control. This just happens. You can kind of see the battle art style is very similar to like a Warhammer kind of thing. There's hexes and units move depending on how many hexes. You can see the actual movement, and then that would be some other turn. We start with our bowman here. We're not going to move him. We're just going to attack this guy who has the best percentage. I've done this a few times, so I kind of know what I'm doing. And then I'm going to put my spearman over here. And I'm going to tell him to spear wall, which essentially is just like a try to prevent everybody from getting within one tile of him. He's going to use his spear to try and keep people back. And this guy's going to stand here. We're trying to protect our archer because our archer doesn't have any melee to deal with people like this. So because the spear wall is protecting all these tiles around him, the two people have moved a little bit further to the top here. We have a 63% chance here on the Brigand Thug, so we're going to go for him. We actually hit him this time, which is good. I'm going to reload. We're going to use the Split Man on this Brigand Thug. We actually hit him, which is great. I hate these long axes because they have what seems like terrible accuracy. We can end this guy's turn. I think we wait for him to come to us. And I don't think I want a spear wall. I want him to come in here. But I have a feeling he's going to go over here and we're going to have to step. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to let him do his thing. Oh, okay. He was at the beginning of the turn, apparently. Okay, so he did step over there. We're going to step over. If you notice, there's these red tiles. They're kind of like a zone of control. Once you step into them, if the threat is still threatening, he's not like unconscious or something like that, he is going to take a swipe at you if you try to step out. So that can cause a lot of damage. Okay, we got our hidden, and that unit's turn. Fire on this guy. We missed this time, but he is fleeing. So this is actually something I'm going to show you exactly what I meant a second ago with the zone and control thing. I'm not going to attack. I'm just going to end my turn. And since he's fleeing, he's going to try to run away. And you're going to watch him get hit and probably die. End. Yeah. And so he was trying to run away, but my people kept catching him and hitting him. We got a small hatchet, which is alright. Better than the big axes because you can put a shield with it. And this is the text I'm going to try to read. Hopefully I'll do better this time. You're alive. You won. The adrenaline fades in its wake. You can't help but sink back into the ground. Gritting your teeth, you snap the arrow's shaft. Your chest heaves. Pain for breath. Everything blurs. Pain for breath. That's a interesting... what's the word for words that are like... I'm not gonna do it. I'm not an English person. I never was like a big writer. The company has been devastated, cut down by a few men, and that bastard Hoggart did justice to his name, fleeing like the weasel he is. What now, Captain? A voice says from behind, it's Alwyn. Alwyn? I want to put a D there for some reason, but there's no D. It's Alwyn who sits beside you, bending his bloodied axe on his legs. You turn to him to reply, but before you can answer, he continues, Bernard's dead. They slit his throat. He was a good man, a damn good leader, but it all took one mistake. But all it took was one mistake. God damn it. This is not a good day for me reading. That makes you in charge now, don't it? Ivar joins the two of you, still breathing heavily, Then Wilfred? Is that a word I'm not familiar with, or is that a person? I don't know. Save this ceremony and anointments for another day. Let's give the men a good burial and return to Kalk to collect our pay. The Weasel's men are slain, after all. Besides, Captain, we ought to see to that wound before we lose you too. Wouldn't want to leave Ivar in charge, right? So yeah, we got screwed in that last battle. Let's take a look at our people. Is Wilfred a person? No, it is. Okay. Alright, that's why it was confusing. So these are our people. We can decide how they're deployed in battle. Basically, there's a front and a back line, and then this is reserves or something. I've never actually used the tents in the back, so I'm not sure how that works. As you gain more men, you can set up your front line, your back line, and stuff like that. There's a little bit of tactical stuff going on with that. I think right now, because we don't have a shield, we're gonna keep this guy with the long axe. We're gonna give the short axe to him, just in case he has to, do a little bit of melee. We're looking for a town, Kalk, up here to the north. This map is randomly generated every game. You can see we're in the northeast this time. But yeah, this map is completely randomly generated, and I am entirely unfamiliar with anything here. It looks like we're in wolf territory, which I hate. I really hate dire wolves. But other than that, We're looking good. I think we can make it to Kalk pretty easily. So up here in the corner, there are a few things. There's your money, obviously. And you got to pay out money for your mercenaries because, you know, they work for money. You've got provisions, so that's your food and stuff. We made it back to town. The provisions is food and stuff that you basically use to feed your men. If you don't have provisions, they're going to leave you, apparently. I've never had it happen, so I'm not sure exactly what happens. We return to Kalk. We're a sorry display. I'm not going to read it because I'm just terrible at reading today. We killed him and his men. The weasel eluded our blade's end. You did well, Sellsword. The brigands have been removed, though it is a shame Hoggart still lives. We expect to get paid for it. Naturally, they're going to give us 400 crowns, so another 400 units of gold there. And they want us to kill Hoggart. They want us to go back out and kill Hoggart. I don't think I want to do that. I could. There's an ambition where you want to get friendly with the town, and it actually really helps to do the Hoggart thing, but I think we're going to just do our own thing. I want to just mess around. I've done the tutorial like 3 or 4 times now, and I just kind of skip it at this point. We're good. We're going to go into town. We're going to look at the people. We need to hire people. We don't have enough. We've got a day tailor, a vagabond, and a poacher. The poacher's actually interesting. I think we're going to hire everybody here. We don't have much of a choice. We need people. And I actually kind of like that poacher because he's going to have a bit of skill in the range. This guy really wants to be ranged, though. If nothing else... Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. We're going to take off all their items. Provision them as well as we can. Oh, and so you understand, these are items that the person is carrying but not, like, equipped. And in the middle of battle, you can swap these items out. Okay. We've got one spearman. What I like to do is I like to put a spearman... I'm definitely putting you in the back. I don't care about the poacher. They have a little bit of... a little better skill right now. But these 3 stars mean that they're probably going to get high rolls and level ups, and they're going to be able to be a better marksman than the poacher actually is now. Also, let's take off your hood. We will take that off. I like to keep spearmen on the sides because of that spear wall ability. Kind of funnels everybody into the center, and then once they're in the center, there's a bit of a flanking bonus that we get from hitting from multiple sides. Let's look at the equipment we can buy here. Good, there's a pitchfork. I like pitchforks. I'm gonna get that. And there's some nice maces, which I also like a lot because you can knock people out with them. We need the shields. I think we need the mace. I'm buying a broken mace, but we'll fix it. We have a bunch of tools here. Another thing that was up in the corner. Tools essentially allow you to fix your equipment, whether it be weapons or armor. You don't need any, you know, leather or whatever, but you do need the tools. And then ammunition is pretty self-explanatory. It's what you put in your bow and arrow and your... what you put in your bow and your crossbows and all that. And then you have medical supplies, which again, pretty self-explanatory. You use them to heal yourself. Your people will get wounded pretty badly. Sometimes you even need to see actual people to treat your wounds. Depends. We actually get pretty good prices for a lot of food here. Even good prices for medicine. We'll probably be coming back here in the future. For now, we have enough provisions for 4 days. I'm happy with that. I don't think we need to buy more. I would like to get everybody set up, but I don't think we're going to have enough stuff. You're going to get a pitchfork. And then you're going to get the bow and arrow. We're gonna give you whatever the best head unit is, just one of these hoods. There wasn't a spear in here, was there? No, there's not. It sucks. I really would have liked one more spear, but we'll have to make do. I think what I will do... Put the hatchet here. And then... You've got the better melee skill. You're going to get the big axe. You're going to get the bludgeon. I'm going to put a good hat on you. You don't have a good hat, but you have good armor, so I'm not too worried about you. Yeah, I think we're looking alright. Give you... Oh no, that's not what I wanted. You put these in your inventory. You already have a melee weapon. Alright, I think we're looking good enough to head back out. What we're probably going to want to do... I want to buy armor. It's cheap. Dirt cheap. I'm going to buy these. Just because they're so cheap. I can't really pass them up. I'm going to put these on these guys, and then this guy... Is this 20? This is 30. Alright. Our guys are reasonably equipped. They're not, you know, decked out or anything, but they've got some armor at least. Should be able to protect them. Still have quite a bit of cash on hand, which is great. I think we're going to want to look. It's a village. It's a village. That's a citadel. It's a large village? It's an established village. I'm looking for a large town for two reasons. One is trade purposes. When we're walking around as mercenaries, we're going to pick up things, you know, fish. We'll pick up, you know, jewels or steel or whatever. Trade goods. And when we take them to these citadels, I don't know if I zoom in, I'm not sure if it'll show it on the map. Yeah. These guys pay good money for stuff because, you know, they're city dwellers. They tend to have more money, and they don't want to go out and find crap. They want stuff to come to them. Whereas the villages, sometimes you can get good trade prices, but for the most part, you're not going to get the best prices out here. You'll be able to buy things cheaper, though. So you buy things along the way out here, and then once you get into the cities, you sell them off. The other reason why I want the Citadel is there are better people and better equipment there. So I think I want to try heading to the Citadel, but we're going to stop here in this little village first. And it looks like there's a trapper, there's a leather tanner, there's a peat pit, pig farm. So we can expect some ham, fur, leather maybe? I've never seen leather before. And peat over here in this town. Herbalist Grove. Okay, so that's why the medicine was kind of cheap. Alright. We make it out here. There's a contract available, which is great. I've also got an armor and a tavern. The tavern is kind of a way for you to get an idea of what's going on in the land. These people are going to be drunk. They're going to be talking about things that they've heard and whatnot. So it's good. It's a good practice to at least check out the tavern and read what the people have to say. You can pay and they'll keep saying new things, but I usually don't. I just kind of see what they have to say. You heard they're looking to hire men at Whaler? I'm never going to pronounce that right. Looks like there's jobs in that village or city, though. Let's look in the marketplace. I desperately want a spear, and there's one here. Also some good headgear. Really nice leather, padded leather, armor. But I don't think we're going to go with the padded leather armor. I think we're going to buy the spear. That's a nice bow, too. I'm going to buy the wooden shield. Because right now, it's most important for me to get a line of shields. We want shields on everybody because it saves their lives. So many times it saved their lives. Other things we want to look at. Getting some good leather on, or good armor on the ends isn't a bad idea, but I think it's going to be too expensive, and we want to keep growing our company. We want to get up to at least 12 men, probably more. I think overall we're good for the rest of this. Looking at furs, that's not a terrible price, but if I do a contract for these people, they're probably going to like me a little more, and they're probably going to give me a little bit better of a price. If I can get these for what they're worth, I will absolutely buy as many as I can and go to the Citadel or somewhere where they're not likely to have furs and sell them for a great profit. So yeah, for now, I think what we're going to do... So actually, we're going to take a break. And in the next episode, we're going to check out this contract. Probably going to do it. Depends on... Let's see, it's 2 skulls, actually. We might not do this. But in the next episode, we'll figure it out. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. This is a great game, and I'm really excited to get into it. A lot of great stories should come out of it. So, yeah. See you in the next one.